We have a visitor. Look how cute he is. So try to pay attention to me, but I bet you're gonna be staring at him. He's a doll. That's Phoenix. And he won't nap. So he's joining us. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna show you my routine for contour and highlight. This is more for a natural foundation wearer, okay? So my foundation pretty much gives me a glow. I wear the Aqua Glow foundation from Stila. Pretty much gives me a glow. And so I don't need a whole lot of highlighter. Whenever I do highlighter, I feel like I'm going out at night. So I'm gonna go over a couple different highlighters and contours and where to put them really quickly, okay? So there's a couple different types of brushes. There are your contour brushes that are, you see these are angled. This is a natural brush that, you know, natural hairs. And this is synthetic, so like a plastic or man-made. And then there's the powder brushes, which I don't know where my other one, oh, right here. They're the powder brushes also, really domed. I used a new cleanser that I hate. It made it really sticky. So I'm not gonna use these ones, but this one's a synthetic, this one's a natural. I use these more for powders and bronzers, so also, okay? So I like a synthetic angled brush because it picks up more product. You don't have to keep going in and layering. It just kind of puts it right on right where you need it. It's really nice. You can use this for a highlight too, so it's cool. Okay, so brushes, every brush when they're packed, they are made for you to fill them up, okay? So what I mean by that is don't go in and like be dainty with it like that, because what it does is it makes it not even up here, okay? You really want to go in and swirl, okay, all around the product. Then how you find, I get really confused by those charts. So how you find your natural shape for your face or your contour for your face is you want to make a harsh, fishy face, okay? That's gonna give you your shadow, okay? So think about when you put on a contour, the darker color creates a shadow, all right? So you're just gonna mimic that shadow. You're just gonna amplify that shadow, okay? And then when you use a highlight, it makes it pop out, okay? So the contour brings it in, the highlight brings it out, which is why the highlight is up here where you want your cheekbones to pop out, the contour is down here where you want it to, to come in on your face, okay? So you wanna make a harsh, fishy face, okay? I have high cheekbones, so you're gonna be able to see it on me probably better. If you have a rounder face or not as high cheekbones, it is a little bit harder to find it sometimes. So what I suggest is just go from your tragus, which is right, this little guy right in here, right, to the edge of your lip and just round it slightly, okay? So you wanna take it, okay, and I think of a soft C. Okay, so this is the end of the soft C. And you wanna come up, so you wanna just kind of round it. You see that? And come up. And then the top part of the soft C, okay, so see that? That's a C. The top part of the soft C goes around the hairline and comes down. This is Matte Bronze Bronzer by MAC. I like a bronzer for highlight, for a contour because the color's more dispersed throughout the powder, which means it's a little bit lighter. It's not so compact color like a blush would be. But anything like this works well. And I know the trend is to go really cool colored in there, but I like it a little bit warmer in there, and that's where I gravitate when I put contour on people, is a little bit warmer color like this, okay? So you see that? This side already looks a little bit lifted and thinner, and I go in and I put a little bit more right in here. I like to elongate the face, anybody's face. I like to go with that shape. I think it's super pretty. And then I have this Reese Witherspoon chin. So I like to kind of conceal that a little bit, right? You see how it just kind of shadowed me? It almost looks like my face ends right there, right? And then when I do, I'm just gonna darken that C a little bit. And then when I do contour, I don't necessarily need to contour my nose. Right? When I do contour my nose, it ends up looking really long, which is beautiful also, but I don't really need a contour. So I just come in and I just go all the way across my nose, almost like a bronzer, right? And that just kind of blends it all together. Okay, so like that. You see? You see one side versus the next? Okay, get it? And on this side, I'm going to show you a cream version. So this is the Stila 3-in-1, or I'm sorry, the Stila Lip and Cheek convertible colors, what they're called. This is Camellia. Okay, so when you see on face charts and they have like a polka dot, it's because they're using a cream, right? This is called stippling, when you go in with the brush and you kind of push it into your skin, right? That's all they're doing with those polka dot. It just is easier to blend, okay? So you want to take it the same way. Out here by your tragus, right? And then down towards your lip. And then I just kind of come up a little bit with it. So since this one's a cream and this one's a powder, they are going to look a little different, just so you guys know. But that's okay. Okay. So a cream just gives you a dewier finish in there. Surprisingly enough, though, I don't care for creams too much. I use powders most of the time. I find them a little bit easier to use. Okay, so there you go. You can see this one's a little bit darker than this one also. Okay, and then for a highlight color, I really like the MAC ProLongwear eyeshadow in Carefree. Okay, I'll show you how that looks. And whenever I go down my nose, I use my finger. And then I just blend it with other fingers like that, okay? You see that? But, so that's my favorite to use, except for my really dark-skinned friends. This is what I use pretty much. But everybody's really into the MAC Soft and Gentle, or if you're lighter skinned, the MAC Lightscapade. These are the Mineralize blush or highlighters, and they're so pretty. But they tend to be, in my opinion, okay, everybody thinks I'm crazy on this, but in my opinion, they tend to be a little bit sparkly, which that's kind of like a going out look for me. So I don't do that every day. But if you do that every day, this is a great choice, the Soft and Gentle or the Lightscapade, okay? So I like the 188 brush from MAC for this. It's a synthetic up here, so that plasticky man-made material up here, and then down here is the natural, it's more packed. So what this does is it goes in and adds your product, whatever you put up here. In my case, it's the highlight powder, or you can use a cream. And then these brushes that are thicker down in here, they really go in and airbrush it. So it's like an airbrush machine, okay? So a little bit goes a long ways with this. And then where you want to put highlighter is pretty much just right on top. So here's my contour, right on top. You want it to kind of sit on its lap, right? And then just do a small C inside that large soft C that I was saying. You want to do the little one, little C in there, big C, little C, right in there. See? It's a lot of C's, I'm saying. But you want to take it on your cheekbone. Some people do like to come up in here. You know, I think if you have a little bit more coverage in your foundation, that's pretty also, which I'll go over that tomorrow. So I'll go over when you use a more matte and coveraged foundation, how to do highlight and contour. Okay, so then down the nose. So isn't that pretty? But see, that for me is like going out makeup. Like I think that my, this foundation is just amazing. It gives a natural highlight anyway to my skin. So I don't go in and highlight. I know people say like you have to highlight when you contour. I believe that in a matte or more coverage foundation, but I don't believe that with a dewier look foundation. I think that creates it for you. And if you get that contour right, you don't need two of them. You don't need both of them, I mean. Okay, and then, so remember where I did the contour down in here to kind of conceal my chin, I'm gonna put my highlight right above it, okay? And then also, right on my lip. Like that. Easy, right? So easy, easy. So those charts, all those charts do is, you know, and I want to back up a little bit and say, I don't even know what my face shape is. Sometimes it's heart, I feel, sometimes it's round, sometimes it's square. So I don't really follow those charts because they're hard for me, right? Because I'm like, I don't know which one to follow. All I do know is how I like my makeup to look. I like my cheeks to look more chiseled, so I'm going to come in and create a cheekbone. And then I like, you know, I personally like how my foundation makes it look like a natural highlight anyway. So that's skipping a step for me, which is easy. So you're okay, bud. Anyway, I'm going to list the products for every skin tone, okay, and what I suggest and what I usually use for those. So from my dark skin friends to a medium skin, which is what I am, to a really light or fair skin friend, I'll post those right now. You okay, buddy? I'll post those down below so that you guys can see. And then if you have any questions about brushes or product or any placement, anything like that, just ask either on here or on my Instagram at Breckhouse, and I will definitely answer those for you. Okay, bye guys.